Hello everyone, and we are here at the BBNJ workshop held in Trinidad and Tobago at the Radisson Hotel right here in Port of Spain. I am Nikolai Rampasad, National Youth Advocate, and with me is Dr. Eva Maxum, Director of the Institute of Marine Affairs here in Trinidad and Tobago. Dr.
Yes,
Maxum,
thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So Dr. Maxum, we're jumping straight into it, and I'm going to hit you with a hard question first. So firstly, how can ratifying the BBNJ agreement help with Trinidad's policy implementation with marine biodiversity and safeguarding our high seas?
Well, there's always strength in numbers, and if we have already so many members that have signed on, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That means that there are lots of governments that have taken into consideration many of the issues, and then how can we start to think of solutions looking at how we're affected by something like a high seas treaty,
Yeah.
and trying to collaborate in trying to deal with those issues.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it would be good for our government to also ratify and sign, just to make sure that we're not trying to work on our issues with our marine environment or oceans or within our EEZ and thinking that, because that's our boundary, that's where we're only to focus on.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're looking at anything that's affecting us across our entire area, across our oceans, across the globe, that we're prepared for it and that we're ready to tackle it, and that we can do so on a united front with other countries with the same interest and focus.
Yeah. Do you think that the population is fully aware and knowledgeable of protecting our ocean environment?
Yeah.
Do you think that it needs to be more public information, public consultations here and throughout the country to make persons aware instead of the one-off beach cleanups that we attend? So.
Oh yeah, fully agreed. I think there's always more that can be done with awareness and engaging people, and I'm talking about people across different sectors, different segments of society. What's very, very encouraging is that we've been having a lot of programs looking at making our youth aware, and a lot of times that's where it starts.
Yes.
If you can really bring that awareness, that sensitivity to a lot of the issues to young people, then these are the people that will take over our posts, our government, our businesses, our communities. They become our politicians and our policymakers.
That's right.
And so I am very, very encouraged, because I think now we're seeing such a sensitivity and awareness in our youth that maybe we didn't have back in our generations, and it's really, really, really encouraging. Yeah. So we want to expand on those programs. Yeah. And we want to see through our outreach, whether at the Institute of Marine Affairs, if anyone is interested in partnering with us to improve on that outreach and make sure that we're reaching a wider audience. And we're not just talking about Trinidad and Tobago, but also the Caribbean region on a whole. Yeah.
So how can we encourage participation from the population to have that capacity building, policy implementation for the BBNJ? What would you think should be done?
Yeah, it's going to take a partnership that looks at everyone collaborating. So we're talking about PPP types of setups. So private-public sector partnerships, where you have state agencies working with the private sector. I've found that has been the formula for projects or initiatives that really, really work and make an impact. Usually it's through that kind of vehicle, where we come together, both public and private sector, to make sure that all our perspectives, all our contexts are taken into account in trying to do something like ratify and sign on to that kind of agreement. Yeah,
a whole of society approach, hearing from everyone and their perspectives on how ocean life affects them, or how the ocean life contributes to their life.
Because ultimately, the ocean is going to do what the ocean is going to do.
That's right. We can't control it.
It's Mother Nature. I mean, we're hearing now of volcanoes erupting, so much seismic activity happening all over the world, in different oceans all over the world. So it's going to do what it's going to do. What we're interested in, how do we have a better relationship with our environment, with our oceans? How do we, make sure that we're taking that responsibility and that stewardship on personally and in our agencies and across our corporations. We've been working, for example, with quite a few private sector companies looking at how do you incorporate ESG, environmental, social, and governance types of principles into your CSR, into your corporate social responsibility. And again, that's also very encouraging, because we're now seeing a lot more corporations, NGOs, and so on taking on that kind of charge.
Yeah. Definitely a groundbreaking time here in Trinidad and Tobago as we endeavor into getting more climatized with the BBNJ. If you had one message to wider Trinidad and Tobago on ratifying the BBNJ, what would that be?
Do research. Do your research. Look into a lot of the impacts that are happening now, and then look at countries that are, bringing certain solutions to the table.
Yeah.
So you have countries, for example, where they're looking at how do you get our areas that are conserved, that are under protection, as part of an ecosystem services.
Yes.
And you have things like blue carbon credit trading,
yes.
Which are kind of frontier things. They're new, they're emerging, and now is the time to take advantage of that. So if you have this kind of focus on how do we not only protect our environment, but see how that can contribute more to earning a living and preserving our livelihoods, if that can be done through something like a blue carbon credit trading system, or a natural resources type of trading system, or a biodiversity trading system.
Yes.
Do your research, find out more about it, and then see how you, whether as an individual or company or corporation or even a state agency, can become a part of that.
Yeah, definitely. Dr. Maxum, thank you so much for coming on and for sharing your knowledge on this matter, and we look forward to having you here again.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. You're welcome.